Konnichiwa, gamers! Welcome to the Gaming Roundtable. Pull up a chair. Have a mug of beer. Almost rhymes. This is the Juice Man, 3941, or Juice Man for short. I'm back to tell you a little bit about this Tom Clancy beta I'm playing, the Wildlands. But before I do anything, I want to go into the options, turn the audio down a little bit so it's not too overpowering. I know that has been a problem in the past, so I want to go ahead and knock it down a few notches, maybe 30%, and we'll go with that. I was interested in this game because I really did enjoy Future Soldier, the Ghost Recon Future Soldier game, quite a bit as a matter of fact. I thought it was pretty cool. And I did enjoy some of the Warfighter series, although I felt like Future Soldier to me was a little bit more streamlined and a little bit more, accessible. Another thing that's interesting is that somebody had told me at my job that they felt like Wildlands was going to be what Division was supposed to be. Well, here's my impression so far. And I know I'm not going to review this game. This is just my general impressions of Ubisoft. One of the companies that always gives us really interesting games, and yet sometimes fails to deliver all the way around sometimes. And what I'm playing here now, the creative player in the game, by the way, is 10 times better than anything the Division has. And you can make males, you make females, you have lots of different faces, different hairstyles. Granted, in the beta, they only show like 10 faces, with different different people from walks of life. I can't say the ethnicity, however you say that word. I can't say it. It's kind of a difficult word. I'm playing a girl, redhead with green eyes. Everything I'm wearing, I give her with jeans and all that. Yes, there is ghillie suits in the game that you can start out with, or really highly, you can put a crazy amount of camouflage on. There's ghillie suits, hats, different things, but it doesn't really affect the game. It's not like because you're wearing camouflage, you get some kind of bonus or perks. The game world is huge. Let's take a look at this map. Now, this is the area they allow us to kind of go through. This is the entirety of the map itself. It's very large. And it's really, really nice that they put this stuff in here. Yes, there are vehicles to drive. Vehicle driving is very hit or miss. I feel like the bikes control pretty good. Most of the cars control fairly decent. They are a little floaty, but you kind of can acclimate to them. But man, the planes in the game, oh my God, they're horrible. It's not that they're necessarily from a speed point of view, but the planes, when you turn and do stuff, they feel like it wants to get out of control. And even though I've played it a few times with the planes, it just doesn't have that same level of polish that, let's say, a GTA has, or even a Just Cause has. Just Cause 2 had better plane controls than this. I don't know what's up with the planes. And I don't know if that's going to be fixed. And again, one of the things I think is funny about betas is, here you have this beta, and it's really cool. Look at all the llamas that you're chasing off. I mean, that's just a neat little thing you can do. The game world itself is very, very realized and very nice. And yes, you can go prone. You can look through your scope, or you can click in for an overhead shot. You can do left or right shoulder. You can take cover. However, cover is not automatic. It is not an automatic thing, because it's just not. You go up against it. You don't have to hit a button. This is kind of cool here. You can sync mark them, and then hit R1, and these are your AI buddies, and you can tell your AI buddies to go ahead and fire and take them out if you need to, which is pretty cool. I've got this sniper I found in the field, and which is pretty cool. The hit detection is really good, but the hit boxes are just slightly off. You can headshot people just by being slightly off their head. You can pick up weapons in the field. There is skill trees and leveling, but it's not traditional in a sense. There's some skills, for example, if you get skill points, you can see here at the screen there is a skill point that says 1. And these are the different objects that you have to tag in the menu, in the game map, and things you find, because certain things cost. So, like for example, if I want to have a parachute, I have to have 550 of these things tagged, and I only have 50 of them. So even though I do have skill points, I can't really get that item, which kind of sucks. But my weapons, again, the same situation. You have to like have so much of that. And one of the things that, I mean, I don't think that's a problem personally, but I think some people might be turned off by that, because what you're going to be doing, excuse me, bless me, what you're going to be doing is going to your map and trying to find all the damn things you can tag, just so that you can, just so you can level up and get the items that you need. I think as it would take some time to do so. There is a lot of side missions in the game. As you can see here, side mission, car drop off. There's these areas, skill points. The only reason these are highlighted on the map is I went to these different little areas that are enemy occupied, and you can like find these little intel and take pictures or hack into a computer, but you can only pick 1 or 3 things or bonuses that you might get from that. And it's really, really cool that you can do that. Weapon wise, on your loadout is really nice, because they did do the whole gun kind of thing. You can, if you go, they did put gunsmith back into the game, which I think is cool. I can edit like the assault rifle, for example. I did add that scope on there. If I go to parts, it takes it all apart. You can really gun foo out your weapon, just like you could do in Future Soldier, which is one of the things I really like about it. You do have a drone, handguns, frag grenades, mines. You'll have a lot of different things. I do like the game, for the most part, as being an open world game. No, this is called a Zeus. It's not a license, but it's clearly a Dodge Ram. Clearly, that's what it looks like. And one of the things that I found in the game, excuse me, llamas, is that driving around, and like I said, I don't feel like the cars handle too bad. It's just really the helicopters and the planes that feel really, really, really weird and very, very, very loose. You can, like, that guy was hanged. That's kind of crazy. But you can turn on your lights at night, or you can turn them off or hit your night vision like I'm doing here, which works great at night. You can go into nighttime, and if you're invading, like say like some kind of village or some kind of scenario in the story, you can go in at night, wait till nighttime, and then like disable generators so they can't like have spotlights, and you can go in very, very stealthily. But the game's also very much where you can go in very heavily with guns blazing if you like. And that's one of the things that I find interesting. So if I hold this down where it says medic, steal the helicopter. So there's a lot of instances and things like that pop up in the game, which is really interesting. The cars and trucks are so durable. You can fall down mountains and roll and roll and roll, and you can still drive. But it seems like 2-3 hits from a fairly decent weapon, and they're done. And it's a little wonky in that regard. Although it is nice that I can drive up these ridiculous hills and whatnot. Now, there are some things that I will say from an impressions point of view that I kind of dislike. See, I got down before he could see me, and this is pretty cool. I can go up here. I mean, this is one of the things I like about the game. Like, he wasn't sure exactly where I was, so you notice that unlike most games, they would immediately just fire at you, know where your position. But you see, he stopped and he was looking like who hit me and from where. That's one of the things I like about the game, is like the AI is very good, but it's interesting to see them try to do this. Let me show you the cover mechanics here. See, you just automatically go to cover. There's no button that lets you press into it. And it can be kind of tricky, because even when you're at a wall, you can't really it's hard to kind of like peer around corners and shoot. Like when you do that, when you pop up, it's easy to do. You know, it's kind of nice that you can do the overhead thing too for better perspective. I like this mode. It's very kind of Call of Duty reminiscent. But let me show you. Like if I'm against this wall, for example, you know, if I walk away, I'm no longer in cover. But if I want to peer out, it works. But sometimes it doesn't. Sometimes it gets a little wonky, and it can be a problem. And I'm supposed to steal this helicopter, which is pretty cool. And again, I'm playing on the arcade difficulty. There are 4 difficulties to play on, and the difficulties range from like very tactical to where it's going to be like enemies, and I've played them. Enemy hits you once or twice, you're dead, you're down, you're done. And your AI guys will help you. Although I feel like the game would be much better if it comes to, if you ask me, I think it would be better if you played with your friends. But one of the things that I've noticed in the story missions outside the side stuff, here's a take a document thing, which is pretty cool. You can view documents. This is how you get, like, you know, learn about people and stuff in the world, what you're trying to do. I feel like on a personal level, yes, you can kill civilians, but if you kill 1 or 2 of them, you die. You can't really mess with the civilians. It's not that style of open world. Again, you always want to tag these supplies. That's how you're going to get your levels and whatnot. I'm going to tag these supplies. It's so important to do this. You will not be able to get some of the cool items unless you do that. Here's another thing where I can investigate. Sometimes there's no intel, but there's an intel on bonus medals. So if I do that, it opens up more things on the map. I will give the game credit. There's a lot of side stuff to do, but when I was playing through the story itself, it seemed like it was very repetitive. You know, it was kind of like, you know, you go here, you kill some guys, you interrogate a guy, you knock him out, you go do this, and then you go to the next guy, you interrogate him, you knock him out, you go to the next guy, you interrogate, and a lot of it's repetitive in that way. And some of the side stuff, mission-wise, are kind of similar to each other. I really feel like that the game would be best served with people playing with you because there is a lot of side stuff. Now, your guys, these are your AI buddies. You can tell them to, you can order an assault. So if I hit order assault, they will pop out and shoot guys. See how they did that? I can seat change. No, your AI will not drive the vehicles for you, which would have been kind of cool if they did. That way you can just kind of, you know, do your thing. Now I'm going to show you the helicopters. Like I said, it takes a minute for them to get going, and to keep them straight is a little bit difficult. I think the helicopters feel a little, I mean, yes, you're traversing, it seems like pretty fast. As you see, the meters are going by. There's 3 feet in a meter. But at the same time, I still kind of feel like it's a little slow. I don't know why that is. There's not too many camera options. There's no cockpit mode or anything like that. It's not like a GTA with that. The world is very realized, though. I mean, the jungles and stuff, it's beautiful. The valleys. It is a beautiful game, by the way. It's gorgeous. It's definitely not Horizon Zero Dawn gorgeous, because that's probably the best looking game I've ever seen ever. But like really ever. Like I was blown away by that. But at the same time, you know, like I just flew through those wires. There's some clipping issues. Now I know there was one guy that talked about the customization in the game, and he felt like maybe there will be more in the game when the time, you know, when it comes out. I don't believe that, because I think it comes out like March 7th or something like that, and I think the amount of hairstyles and stuff that's in the game right now are in there. I think there's like 6 hairstyles, 10 different faces. There is, when you do create your character and you're like playing the game, what's cool about it is like when you are making your character, and again I'm playing a girl, and a lot of people ask me all the time, Juiceman, why do you like playing women in the game? Well, it's either, you know, I'm watching a girl run, would I look at a man's butt, or would I rather look at a girl's butt? And I'm sorry, I'm a guy and I like women, so I'd rather look at a girl's butt. But it's kind of cool how everything reacts to you. I mean, like I said, the cows run after you. Another thing I like, you stay on the ground. You can aim from this area while you're on your back. You do get dirty. See, my jeans just got dirty by being on the ground and laying in dirt. I think that's very cool. When you get water, it gets wet. The environmental effects of this game are really, really, really cool, and it's a very, 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 very amazing. Now, this guy, whoever just commented on my thing, it says the cunt, and I won't repeat what they said. Obviously, this person is, you know, a troll. That's what they do. They get on people's channels and hope they get a rise out of them. But you're not going to get one out of me. Don't really care about, you know, whatever you have to say. You obviously are a troll. Go bother somebody else for a while. That's what you need to do. But anyway, this game is called Tom Clancy's Wildlands, and again, I like many aspects of it, but I do feel like some of the story missions are a little bit on the repetitive side, and I think that's one of those interesting. One of the things that I think that Ubisoft is going to have a problem with the longevity when it comes to this game. If the game is repetitive, like I'm saying with the story missions, with the side stuff isn't as repetitive, I'm wondering how the longevity of it is going to be, especially when the game's going to come out at a full retail of $60. And the point is that I think anybody that plays this game solo, I think you'll have fun with it, but it's going to be a much better game when it comes out to when you play with your friends, because it is going to be a fun game to play with your buddies and doing side missions. And like I said, there's a lot of side stuff to do. There's a whole ton of different things you can unlock and whatnot. So I believe that overall my impressions is, after I'd played many hours of The Division, which is their other open world kind of shooter, that this does have a lot more going for it. But I really hope that the story missions are not just the same old, and so far that's what I'm seeing. So I'm kind of still on the fence about buying the game. I might get it when it gets on sale, but I am enjoying it for the most part because the gameplay is very solid, and Ubisoft is very good at their gameplay and what they do, and that's one of the things that I always give them credit for. But one of the other things I don't give them credit for, like The Division and like some of the other games that they have made, is that it seems like even the Assassin's Creed, like I really love Assassin's Creed Black Flag, but I also don't. I also felt like by the time you get about halfway through the game, a Black Flag, you've done everything. And some of this game in some ways feels that way. You'll do a couple side missions, you do some story missions, and you've been to a few places, and it kind of feels like, okay, I've almost seen everything the game really has to offer. Do I really want to continue playing the game? And Division was kind of like that. Division was really cool on the low levels and then the mid levels, but by the time that you put 30, 40 hours into it, you've basically realized I've seen everything in the first 5 or 6 hours. And I've played a couple hours of Wildlands, and though I haven't been everywhere on the map and I haven't done every type of mission or side mission, but I've done enough to realize, is it going to be kind of the same? I don't know. And I know that this comes out so soon. So when it comes to the beta, I would definitely tell you, if you own a PS4, Xbox One, you should totally download it, give it a try, and see how you feel about it. Anyway, gamers, that was just some impressions that you saw and some gameplay footage and some gunplay and a little bit of stuff here on the Gaming Round Table. Thank you for pulling up a chair and joining me. And yes, Mr. the Cunt, I do appreciate, regardless of whatever you're trying to get across, I do appreciate you joining me, because you joining me shows that you did show interest in my channel and what I was playing. So regardless of what you were trying to say, because I really don't understand, you did join and you did watch. So I do appreciate you tuning in. So thank you very much for doing that. It's much appreciated. And like I said, and as always, gamers, good gaming.